Hey y'all, Adam 22 speaks on the split of AD and T-Rail from No Jumper. He states that the biggest portion of No Jumper is the interviews right now, and No Jumper is doing just fine. He says No Jumper is the original, and he's been doing this since 2015. However, he states, AD left No Jumper to start something that is already basically dead. He says that AD is making way less money than he did before. He also says that neither of the previous hosts have made $1 million or even $100,000. He says he and his wife have made $1 million off of one girl through social media. In answering questions from the chat, he says T-Rail was going to be something, but was influenced and is now in debt. Adam says T-Rail has never touched that type of money. Adam goes on to shout out Seti Nash several times, but brings up the incident with the news interview. He then goes in and throws lots of shade at DJ Flip, who was in the comments trying to get Adam to do some promotions. Adam says that people have come up on No Jumper, but have done him dirty, even though he tried to help them. Dang, y'all. I did not know all of this was happening in the background. I mean, Adam 22 says he has ops, and people in the chat are bringing up the back door. Adam says you can't backdoor anyone if they don't prosper from it. Listen in, y'all, and pay attention to the chat. There's a lot going on in there. Later, y'all.
Person who's helped him more in his adult life than anyone else from leaving No Jumper in any way. He's making way less money now on his own than he was when he was at No Jumper, and there is absolutely no sign that that's going to change in the future. So he left No Jumper to start something that is already basically dead in the form of the Fat Music Girls channel. And I mean, like, just think about that. He fucked me over, but didn't help himself in the process. That is exactly how you do not backdoor somebody. If you backdoor somebody, you're supposed to profit from it as a result, whether through money or clout or a business or connection, whatever. So many things wrong with that when you really think about it. And then you also have to look at T-Rail. He really got fucked in the process because he got dragged along with it. Like, T-Rail was really starting to seem like he might turn into something, but then AD and Pun convinced him to leave No Jumper, and it's been pretty fucking quiet, you know. And now they've kind of like moved past. Before it was just them kicking it. Now it's always a guest. Every episode damn near has a guest. They can't really just kick it and just talk anymore because they don't really have like the communicative ability to like really be that. Like, you know, you look at the Joe Budden podcast, like they're very good at just having conversations about whatever every week, right? These dudes are not talented enough to necessarily do that. So they got to bring in guests now, and they got to try to like do the interviews as part of the stream, whatever. But the fucking hilarious thing that I know that you guys see taking place, I know you guys see this taking place, is that the manager, who was supposed to be, you know, bringing these dudes together, who was supposed to help them become this tight-knit group that they claim that they are, he's now doing a stream where he brings the fans on and basically drums up controversy and turmoil between the different hosts. And it's like clearly causing a lot of division and spite amongst them. And you'll notice that like AD won't even go on it because the negative narratives about him that the fans are obviously going to spin. I mean, AD too sensitive to that. Like, he's just not going to be able to just sit there and smile while people point out that he left No Jumper and has nothing as a result. So now you have Mr. Potato Head basically just doing these streams that are tearing apart these dudes. And somebody is too bitch made to step up and say like, hey, that shit ain't cool. And it really strikes a chord with me because I was that bitch made as well. Remember when I used to fucking have the No Jumper show going and you know, at the end of the day and all this kind of shit. And then I had Pumpkinhead. I had Mr. fucking Potato Pumpkinhead doing streams, talking all kinds of crazy shit. And I mean, I'm sitting there like, bro, this is the manager to my talent. to one of my main talent, and he's over here just drumming up controversy on his stream to help his stream. And then meanwhile, I just I'm not allowed to do anything about it, because whenever I would try to say something about it to AD, it would become obvious to me that he was too scared of Potato Head to really even like stand up for himself and tell his manager that he was clearly having a negative impact on his career and his future with No Jumper. But that's the funny shit. I remember telling Josh, telling fucking whoever, telling my other guys at the office, telling them like that it's going to be interesting, because once they leave No Jumper, they're going to have to actually figure out how to make content, and they're not going to be able to just beef with each other, because why would they want to beef with each other when it's their platform? I thought they were just doing the beef thing because it was my platform, and when you're on my platform, it's like, oh, you can be messy and you can cause drama and you can cause this controversy and stuff. I didn't think they were going to keep doing that when they left. It turns out that's all they're doing. They're doing that way worse than they were doing it when they were at No Jumper, just constant drama. And it's funny as fuck too, because you got the Apollo, who are just like making it so much worse, and just like every negative narrative you could possibly think about with Z-Rel and everybody, they're just hyping it up for their own content, which to me is like the funniest fucking thing in the world, because they can't do anything about it, because half of those dudes with the Magwops and the Keems, I mean, those dudes are better on camera than, I mean, all right, those two dudes, Keem and what's his name, Magwop, both better on camera than Smack or Duno or AD. So you guys picked the wrong starting lineup. Let's start there. I mean, Smack got nothing to offer. He came back. He was gone for months with no foot. He came back, did nothing. Like, there's no boost in views. He hasn't even shown up since then. I mean, that's crazy. It's supposed to be a boost when you come back if you're gone for a few months, right? Didn't happen. And then you got like, I mean, AD is clearly peaked. Like, could anyone fathom a future in which AD is doing better or has more of a fan base, or like has the people more interested in him than right now or than in the past? I mean, it's obviously not happening. Like, obviously, as soon as he left No Jumper, it just began a steep downhill crawl to nothingness. Meanwhile, the No Jumper store, we ran Sorella off the block. They can't even sell tube tops no more because we out there now. And there's just, everything's going pretty well with No Jumper. I mean, obviously the Adam and Wack show is bigger than any of the shows that they got going on. They can't even hit 90K. They can't even hit 100K on the Shame on You shit. So shame on y'all. I think the shame on you was meant for me, right? Shame on y'all for leaving and not even benefiting as a result. It's one thing to screw somebody over that like really went hard for you. Really screwing somebody over who like did everything possible for you. It's another thing to just not benefit from, to get nothing out of it. That's crazy. That's bananas, if you ask me. But hey, what can you do? Anyway, I just wanted to rant. I'm just looking at the chat. Well, I don't know why y'all guys are bothering to text Z-Rel when you got me blocked now. You got me blocked because he wasn't ready to hear the truth about the tampon strings and whatnot. How long have I been on here for? I'm going to guess I was on here for like 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. Maybe I'll be back on here later. I'm definitely going to be talking the No Jumper show tomorrow. I think it's me. What is it? Me, Spider-Loke, Brick, and Dub and Remo, I think it is, tomorrow. Damn, No Jumper Till I Die on Alu Akbar. I'm with all that shit. I'm whooping on everything. But yo, man, this is string. Did y'all see that string? At least it ain't like a blood-soaked string, because I could have kind of imagined that. I could imagine a blood-soaked string just poking out. That I don't know if she can recover from that. That's tough. That's not easy to come back from. Oh, here we go. Here's the request. Shout out Naughty Cuz, but you're not LA enough to be talking to me right now. I'm not trying to have a New York drill conversation, but he's definitely coming on the podcast in the near future, which is going to be great. Yeah, we might have an episode name for next week. Might have to call that shit "Shame on You" for the No Jumper show. Yeah, you know, No Jumper's the original one. Like really, the genuine original artifact of this shit. That's why when anybody tries to say some shit and feel like they have any kind of ownership over the interview game or whatever, I mean, that's just crazy. I've been doing this shit since 2015, making no money, just doing it all for the love. Masika in the chat. I do love her. She's a real worker, that woman. Man, I got so much shit I gotta bring in. No Jumper has no motion. Like, do you really believe that? The bread and butter of No Jumper has always been the interviews. I think a lot of people don't understand that. I don't think that they understand that, like, all of the times where we've been making a lot of money and doing really well, it's been because of the interviews. And that, yeah, we had like a wave with the weekly podcast and everything for a while there, but that shit was never really like the money getter. That was never the thing that was really bringing in cash. You know what I'm saying? So focusing on the interviews, like same thing with Vlad. Like, Vlad's done the podcast thing. He had like a podcast with Nico Reckless that he started. He had the shit with Ari Spears that he started. But ultimately, end of the day, what makes Vlad have a good month versus a bad month? It's just getting a bunch of interviews. That's the whole thing. So it's kind of like similar for us, where it's like, yeah, it's dope if we could get the No Jumper show to 200K versus 100K, but really it ain't gonna matter that much. Man, DJ Flip, I don't know why you're trying to throw out business ideas in here when you've been talking shit about me in the past and then deleting it like I didn't see it. And you ain't got no motion. You got nothing going on, so I don't know what the fuck you think I'm gonna partner with you on, DJ Flip. I ain't got nothing against you, DJ Flip, but I don't know if you getting your feelings off the yerkies. You fucking feel like commenting on me on your fucking story and shit and thinking that I'm not seeing it, and then you coming this live acting friendly. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking with that, but yeah, we are witnessing the end of No Jumper. I mean, it's just fascinating to me when people say shit like that when we are doing better for, but because the No Jumper show is not exactly in the place that it needs to be right now, people are gonna say like, No Jumper is dead. What the fuck are you talking about? We just got a new store. We're about to be in that store all the time, making way crazier content. Way crazier content, man. That's just all I'm saying. Way crazier content. Because, and see, that's the other thing that pissed me off about DJ Flip is he asked me like 100,000 times to do a video talking into the camera and talking about like, oh, I'm holler at DJ Flip, do a video, he's gonna give you a beat, give him $5,000 or $4,000 or whatever, and he's gonna do a song or whatever, and I'm just not trying to do it because it just sounds gay as fuck, and I don't want to do it. I don't like doing like weird ass promotional shit for stuff that like realistically I don't believe in. And like, you know, AD did one for DJ Flip for free, and like I've seen other people doing it, I've seen Crib Mac doing it, whatever. It's like, bro, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it because I don't want to fucking do it. And he's asked me like 15 fucking times, and then because I ignored him asking me to do this promotional shit, then he's gonna go on his story and talk a bunch of shit about me and then delete it, think I didn't see it, and then act friendly here. So DJ Flip, that's why I don't respect you, because you asked me 1,000 times to do this gay ass promotional shit, and then when I ignored it, you talk shit and then deleted it. But it is what it is. So it's crazy. Like I just did that Blueface interview. That was like 700K. So that like, you know, I'll probably have 1 million in a couple of days. So that's the equivalent of me doing like, you know, 10 No Jumper shows, or like, you know, let's say I was getting 200K, that would be the equivalent of me doing 5 No Jumper shows all at once. I mean, what are we talking about? I know my business. I know what makes me money, but I got all these people letting me know what they think. JB, the bodyguard, said, Adam, get some, man, I don't know no gang members. And the ones that do seem like they're mostly Crips. But, and the Roosters. You got the Roosters, too. Yazzers, you got a mental disability. Shut the fuck up. Nobody's trying to hear from you. You look like you belong on the slow bus. Let's start there. Seti Nash, shout out to you. Is Sky Bree still signed to you? No. We ran the course of the 2-year contract, and she has gone on her way. She's not doing the adult thing anymore. But I mean, really, I look at that shit. I look at, and shout out my boy One Track. Hey, shout out my boy All Black. All Black, really one of the best rappers from the Bay. Got mad love for All Black. I was just watching a bunch of old Draco videos, and I seen my man All Black up in there, posted up. We know the truth. Long live the truth. I don't know. What happened to the Admiral Lash show? We got another episode on deck. We just get it out there. Chelsea Wild, do you still sign girls? Yes, definitely. Slide up in my DMs. We've been looking for some new talent. But I mean, really, the thing with Sky Bree, if you want to break it down, like this is why me and you, not me, but me and all the goons out there that think that they can tell me something when it comes to the fans and stuff. This, like, keep in mind, every single person who used to be a host on No Jumper has never made $1 million. They have never had $1 million. Realistically, almost all of them have never had $100,000. I met Sky Bree. One girl. I met one girl. She had 4,000 followers. I signed her to a management deal. She has, I think, like 2 million followers now. I know that me and my girl, because I got my girl in on the deal too. Did the right thing, 50-50. I think each made over $1 million off of one girl that we met. One girl, $1 million plus each. I did that for my wife. It's nothing. It's nothing. And then at the end of the term, she went on, she did her thing. I got no grudge against her. That's still my homegirl. I love her. But again, I met her when she had 4,000 followers. Got her to 2 million. Now, granted, we did the work in the beginning, but at a certain point, she just started blowing the fuck up. I don't blame her for going on and doing her own thing, because realistically, once you're on like the KSI shit, once you're on, you're with the sidemen and shit, like, well, it's like, what can I really do for you once you've gotten so big that there's no opportunity I can get you that's bigger than what you've already, off the ground. So, we had a 2-year deal, finished the 2-year deal off one girl. All my ops have never had 100,000. I put 100 racks on his head. He put a rack on me. There's an asymmetry. I'm going to teach you guys a new word today. There's an asymmetry. Do you know what an asymmetry is? Asymmetry means that these things do not appear coinciding side by side. Bro, if you seriously think that T-Rail got $1 million, T-Rail has many millions of dollars in debt. Do not put me and Snake Boy in the same category. Ever. Please. It's not happening. AOKD says, who's your ops? I don't even really feel like calling them my ops, because it's like, it's not fair. It's just not fair. What would you do when Brick and Critmat become your enemies? I mean, hopefully we never get to that point. We have a good, strong, working business relationship right now. If it came down to it, where if they had a better opportunity, I would have to, hear it out, and then I would have to come to some sort of conclusion about if I could match that opportunity, right? And if I can't match that opportunity, then we got to go our separate ways. Maybe they want to start their own platform at a certain time. The thing is that they can do that without having to backstab me and create fake narratives about me, which AD and T-Rail, they chose not to do that. They chose to do the most selfish thing possible and try to screw me over after everything I did for them. So I feel like they very much deserve their fate, if that's fair to say. The fact that the Fake Community channel is in the garbage can, I feel like that's fair. Anyway, this was fun. I had a few things I wanted to get off my chest. I'm going to work. I got 3 interviews to do today. Somebody tell FBG Butter to text me back so that he can hopefully be one of them. What's your thoughts on Crit Mac linking with your op in Neon? Why is neon my op? I think we're using the word op a little too liberally if neon qualifies as my op. I understand though, because we are in the op age, and we have people like they wanted to start a network and ended up with a Discord show. Come on, dog. This ain't needed, my dude. Shout out Steady Nash. It wasn't needed when you talked to the cops on TV either. Sorry, I had to do that. Man, yeah, like when you listen to that Drake album, it's just all op talk. It's like everybody has to talk about ops in this day and age. Shout out City Nash. I got nothing but love for City. I really think that like Drake kind of like brought 21 in because he's like a more promising and like authentic op haver. You know, he's like 21 like sounds very genuine when he's talking about his ops on a song, whereas I feel like Drake is never gonna really be able to be like the number one. Drake knows he's not gonna be the number one like op caller outer, right? So Drake's in-house drill rapper. I know he's not like a drill rapper, but he like basically he accomplishes everything that a drill rapper would normally do. So I think in that way it does make sense. AOKD, I need you to hop on this track out, man. I would rather hop on a FYBJ main song than AOKD. I'm just kidding. But I don't know, like there's just like a certain level of like Instagram comment clout chasing that I don't know if I could do a song with a rapper who's doing all that. I feel like AOKD might have crossed the line. You might have left too many thirst trap comments on the No Jumper Instagram in order for me to really do a song with you. We got to do an Adam City Nash interview. I mean, anything's possible. It's possible. I'm gonna probably be doing a lot more live streaming and a lot more that kind of stuff from the store. Hey, and also I just want to throw this out there is that should I get a Kick deal? Because shout out my boy Hondro, but word on the streets is that Kick's trying to sign the 22-ster. But they told me I got to make a Telegram to have that conversation. I don't want to make a Telegram. I already had Telegram before, but I got to make a Telegram so I can have a conversation with the Kick CEO. But the reason why I think it might make sense for me to do it is because when we're in the store and we have these IRL streams going on and shit like that, it might not be smart to do those streams on the main No Jumper channel because of the fact that, you know, it's like so much could go wrong and it would really suck to get a fucking strike on the main channel for something that happened on an IRL stream, like a fucking girl walking up and you know, I had to block somebody real quick. Like a girl walks up, shows her titties, boom, we're banned on fucking YouTube. I don't know if that's worth it. It would be just so easy for people to troll us like that. So I was thinking maybe we'll do like Kick streams from the store and then just put the clips on the clip stream. That might make sense, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. But anyway, yeah, we got a couple weeks until we're up in the new store and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Shout out Avakian, who was at my wedding. Got a lot of Israeli freedom fighters in the chat. Shout out Parmesan, free Parmesan. All right, I'll holler at y'all soon. Much love. Gang shit.